All right, guys, I spent most of this evening ready to just detonate in a post-game video, and now I'm not going to do that. So, I don't know, it might be a little bit hard to adjust my plans, but there's no point in detonating now. The Huskies get a huge play on defense. They do just enough on offense. Their special teams comes through and they find a way to win the ugliest, stupidest game I've seen in a long time. And I mean, I always say that everybody's entitled to a bad game. But when I say that, I usually don't expect this team to have everybody on the team play a bad game at the same time. And that is almost what happened here today. And, hopefully these players and coaches all the way down, because there's nobody on this team really who's exempt from this. They realize how lucky they are right now because that could have been a season derailer. You lose at home to a 1-5 Arizona State team, nobody is going to give you the benefit of the doubt. So, thank God we don't have to worry about that. Thank God we can get rid of this ugly memory in a week. Thank God it can just be another notch on our belt. I don't know what to say about what I just watched. I streamed the whole game. I watched every play. I did play-by-play of every play. I still don't know how we came out that flat. And you guys know, I said before this game started, I expect the team to come out flat. I expect the team to go out there and struggle, especially early, and maybe let Arizona State hang around. But in no universe did I think it was going to be you're down 7-3 in the fourth quarter and you need the play of the century from a cornerback that hasn't even been one of your top cornerbacks this season in order to save it. Not just to win it, but to save it. The game's about to get away from you. The game's about to be basically over. And Misha Powell, I don't even know how to pronounce his first name. He's the guy who saves your season. Grady Gross saves your season by kicking field goals because your team, your offense has forgotten what a touchdown is. I mean, I'm speechless. I can't believe the coaching staff had the team this unprepared and lacking motivation the way they were today. I can't believe the players came in so sloppy. But my God, on a day when everything was going wrong, they still found a way to win. So, offense, what is there to say about this offense? Everything sucked, right? Penix did not have a good game. He missed several throws, made several questionable decisions. The first interception was terrible. The second interception, I know it gets deflected, but it's still, I don't think he got the ball out in time facing a heavy blitz when he had a wide open receiver. He missed other opportunities to make plays as well. I know it's raining, but man, do we expect more from our Heisman favorite player. I mean, that's the kind of game that still, even though we won this game, could derail a Heisman campaign. Luckily, he's so far ahead, I don't believe that it will, but whew. You're lucky Caleb had that game last week. Caleb was worse last week, and now I guess it doesn't look so bad because at least you still won, but man, I didn't know Penix could play that bad. So, that being said, I don't think they were the biggest problem today. I got to be honest. I think the biggest problem today was this offensive line. The offensive line felt like they were losing every snap. The offensive line in pass blocking was suspect, but at least there it got the job done. In run blocking, good Lord. Good Lord, this run blocking was. I've never seen it so bad. Like earlier this year, we played a few games where we couldn't run the ball, and I was like, okay, I guess we're just not going to be able to run the ball this year. But I felt like we found something, and then this game happened, and Arizona kept showing pressure in the A gaps, and we just couldn't handle it. We couldn't run the ball at all. We had like one good running play the whole game. At the end of the game, we were trying to do like jet sweeps to try to figure out something that could work, and nothing even came close to working. So we have no running game here. It's a completely one-dimensional offense when Penix doesn't have it. So you got that going on. You've got play calling, which is a complete disaster. We're calling a fly sweep on 3rd and 10 that doesn't even come close to working. 2-point conversion, that's actually a pretty big deal in that game. We're calling a double wide receiver reverse pass that nearly loses 20 yards. So I don't understand it on any level, man. The coaching, the preparation, the execution, the players, like nothing in that game on offense makes any sense to me. The best thing we did the whole game, honestly, was pick up like what was it, 3 or 4 first downs on our final offensive drive to drain the clock and kick the field goal. Other than that, it felt like the whole game was incompetent. Incompetent in the red zone, incompetent past the first or second play of the drives. Just I didn't think we could play that bad. Now, the defense, I'll say this. They scored as many points as they allowed, right? Like, they gave up 1 touchdown, and they scored a touchdown. So how mad can I be at this defense, really? Well, the tackling was not good. I can say that. Even though we played well overall, we couldn't really tackle. Arizona State was able to run the ball on us. And there was very little QB pressure, so Bryce and ZTF still waiting for you guys to show up consistently. I saw a couple plays from both guys, but overall, no real consistency. Couldn't rush the quarterback. And that's how this game, while we don't give up points, there's no dominance, right? Like, this is the kind of game, you're playing an offense that is so bad, you should be able to just physically dominate them. And it didn't happen. And because of that, yeah, they're not scoring, but you're making it easier for them to hang around in this game because you're at least allowing them to punt. You're allowing them to try field goals, which, by the way, they missed a couple of field goals today, so even that worked out in our favor. But there was nothing dominant about today on defense. It was just holding serve, and it could have cost us this game. So there are still things to work on here. I think our tackling is atrocious. You compare our tackling to Arizona State's tackling, it's a complete laughable joke. But Powell made the play of the season when we needed it. He saved the season. He saved the game. Saved everything with the pick 6, which, I mean, terrible throw, don't get me wrong, but he read that like a book. You got to give it to him, right? And there were some guys on this team who, as this game went on, did make some big plays. Bend but don't break. We probably caught some good breaks because their offense kept going for it on 4th down because it became clear they didn't trust their kicker. Rightfully so, I guess, because he missed 2 today. But probably caught some breaks there, getting them to go for it a couple times and us being able to completely keep them off the scoreboard. So, yeah, I'm just kind of speechless that the team could play that bad. I knew they were going to come out flat after last week, but to have it still be flat with 10 minutes to go in that game, you're still down 7-6 with like 10 minutes to go, and you need a pick 6, 90+ yards to bail you out. It boggles the mind. So, what else can really be said? Special teams. I already mentioned special teams, but shout out to special teams. Awesome day. Grady Gross made 3 field goals, including a long one that I thought for sure he was going to miss. Obviously outplayed the hell out of Arizona State on special teams because they had the 2 misses, the miss and the block. So that was a big reason why we were able to win. A big fat screw you to these officials who were terrible the whole game for both teams. Like, completely incompetent. How do you guys get paid for this? Complete joke. Complete farce. How are you guys this bad? Missing like 4 pass interference penalties that are obvious throughout this game. Picking up flags that are obvious flags. Like, you throw the flag because it's an obvious penalty, and then you decide, no, we're not going to call that. Like, it's too late. If you didn't throw the flag, that would be one thing. But you already threw the flag. It's too late to pick it up when it's an obvious flag. So that got on my nerves too. But we survived. And realistically, even great teams do have games like this. Like we saw Oklahoma, skin of their teeth today. Oklahoma won by the skin of their teeth. Florida State was probably going to get whomped on until Duke lost Riley Leonard. So I understand. Teams have bad games. Sometimes they have bad games at home against bad teams. And realistically, you just hope that when your team has that bad game, they're still able to get the win. So I understand that. I get it. I also understand that this team probably needs some of their players back. Guys like McMillan is deeply missed right now. I mean, my God, we need that guy badly. He completely changes our offense when he's out there. Get him back on the field ASAP. Bernard too, by the way. Honestly, we need him. But none of that can possibly be an excuse for this kind of a game. It was way too bad. I would have understood letting them hang around into the third quarter and then you pull away. I would have understood being sluggish on offense for a half. But needing a miracle play on defense to bail you out, not okay. Nothing about that's okay. All right, shout out to the few players on defense who made this happen. Shout out to the guys who made big plays on defense to make this happen, because this offense, I can't think of a single player on this offense that deserves any kind of positive reinforcement right now, because as near as I can tell, nobody played good. But it is a testament to how good this team is that they can play that bad and win, I guess. All right, so that was your one. That was your one. You get to play that bad once in a season if you're trying to win a national championship. If we play that bad again, regardless of whether or not we win, like we could play that bad against Stanford and win maybe, people are not going to take you all that seriously, and they shouldn't. All right, see you guys later. Bow down to Washington, but going to need better than that next week. See you guys later.